Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother ISRAELITES from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before we start, we want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash. That Yahweh being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah or God or Yah or Ahaya. It's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, ignorantly speaking. And we give double honors to our elders in GMS, where we learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways, laboring day and night. Shalom to you and your households. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, Labakar in the Hebrew, the house of David, the ones that are about to be saved. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today is April 8th of 2025, our hopeful year of salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. And as we see here, this article really stood out to me. And let me read a little bit. This is from the Guardian News, of course, Guardian.com. This is out there from the UK, but this is you can find it in all these different press releases. This is in Japan. Exonerated prisoner awarded $1.4 million after 46 years spent on death row on Japan. 46 years, Akim. Okay, what does that sound like to you? It sounds like this man is suffering from the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Okay? Well, brother, he don't look black to me. Well, Israelites are going to come as speckled birds, brothers and sisters, so you know. But how are you going to know them? Because they're going to be at the bottom. They're going to be suffering the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Let me read this article and then we get into it. Iwao Akamada, the world's longest-serving death row prisoner, has been wrongly convicted. And he was wrongly convicted. What does that sound like? I don't even have to even go into anything. He was wrongly convicted for 46 years and now he's let go. Who does that happen to? Does it happen to Chinese people? Does it happen to Japanese people? For the hell it don't happen but nothing but you Israelites, you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous. Alright? Iwao Akamada, the world's longest-serving death row prisoner, has been wrongly convicted of a quadruple murder. Come on, man. Who does that shit happen to? I know people here in the United States that were condemned to raping, murder, and they weren't even in the state, and they still did 25 years, man. This shit's bananas. A Japanese man wrongfully convicted of murder, who is the world's longest-serving death row inmate, has been awarded $1.4 million in compensation, an official has said. The payout represents 12,500 yen, which is around $83 a day, for each day of 46 years that Iwao Akamada spent in detention, most of it on death row, when each day would have been his last. The former boxer, and look at that, bro. Come on, man. Japanese people ain't known for boxing. They might be known for karate, but they ain't known for boxing. They ain't known for track and field. Jake is known for that kind of shit. We're the juggernauts, man. We're the football. We're the soccer players. We're all these people. Okay. The former, now 89, was exonerated in 2024 of a 1966 quadruple murder after tireless campaign by his sister and others. And this right here, just when it says 1966, remembers, I don't know if you remember the story or the movie called Hurricane Carter. Okay? This is the exact same shit that happened to Hurricane Carter, which is an Israelite. Hurricane Carter was also a boxing champion of the 1960s. And during that time, they said that they saw his car leaving this cafe area, which was also that killed three or four people. And the person that was giving him a ride because he was drinking, he let him drive his car. That individual also went to prison. And I believe it was like 35 years until finally they went through his case and found so many holes like Swiss cheese, and it was so much planted evidence, and that they found that it was a setup. Okay, it was a setup. If you ever seen the movie, it's a book first and foremost, written by him, autobiography. Okay, the ex-champion of the world. They even made a song of him. Dylan made a song about him. Okay, he was the Hurricane Carter, the champion of the world. You know, and then what happened? And then everybody forgot about him. You know. Quadruple murder as the tireless campaign by his sister and others. The Chickasaw District Court, in decision dated Monday, that the claim that shall be granted of, that much yen, a court spokesperson told AFP, right? The same court ruled in September that Hakamata was not guilty in a retrial and police had tampered with... Come on, man. We know this shit happens in America, but you never heard no shit like this going down in Japan. And I bet you the judges and district police, and now they're captains, and who the fuck knows, now they're going to have to be stepping down. Now they're going to be looking at those people for, what? Tampering with evidence. What do they do that for? Japanese people? Chinese people? No, they do that to Jakes, bro. Hakamata had suffered inhumane interrogations meant to force statement, or what do? They give him a beat down, right? They give him one of them paddy wagon rides and beat his ass and said, you did it, and you better say you did it. And that, where do you think they get that from? That shit happens here every day in Babylon. Jakes get set up every day, man. That later withdrew. The court said at the time the final amount is a record for compensation of this kind, local media said. But Akamata's legal team has said that the money falls short of the pain he suffered. And that's true, bro. He missed out on his whole life. I mean, all of it. And you're going to tell me my whole life is worth $1.4 million? Man, you're crazy, man. This is crazy. Look, if you had an option to live your whole life or they give you $1.4 million, it's not even I'm going to live my life, man. Decades of detention with the threat of execution. You know, that's a lot of stress putting on you. Hey, we're going to kill you next week. No, we're not. We're going to kill you in a year. No, we're not. And you're just thinking about that. And it's mustering in your head. That fucks your mind up, man. Decades of detention with the threat of execution constantly looming took a major toll on Akamata's mental health. His lawyers have said, describing him as a living in a world of fantasy. You have to escape. If you've never been in a kind of situation like that, you can be physical, you can do exercises, but your mind has to be busy with something. You have to read books, you have to do something. And there's a point where your mind breaks, man. You have to keep your mind busy. So he lived it what? In a fantasy world. He was escaping in his mind. Hakamata was a fifth death row inmate granted a retrial in Japan's post-war history. All four previous cases also resulted in exoneration. You hear that? Everybody that was on death row was basically innocent. Damn. This is bananas. But this is the kind of shit that only happens to Israelites, brothers and sisters. All right? So let's go. I'm going to go to Deuteronomy first and read something. Deuteronomy 28 and 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass. Literally, his life was behind what? Cold steel. Brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. And you know he was living in an iron cage. I mean, this is supposed to be that your life is going to be physically hard, that wherever you're going to be, you're under pressure, you're under persecution. But this man was physically living under iron and brass, man. Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and byword. Oh, you a killer. You a killer. Right? Imagine his family, what they've been told for their, you're the family of the killer. You know, in Japanese culture, that's a huge insult. I mean, just the stress of being dealt that, not just you in the Japanese culture, your stigma goes on your family. So what his family had to go through for 46 years, whew, a proverb and a byword, okay? And now let's get to the main verse that I hope you guys are thinking of. Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they're hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Man. When you read this, it's heavy. Because this happens to our people every day. They be burying them underneath the prisons and locking up. What was that movie? Life. Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, right? Any Jake that saw that movie, they know that shit happens. They know in that movie, right? They did life in prison and they were innocent. And what did they say? They were gonna when the judge found out that he was gonna let him go, and then he had a heart attack on the toilet. Oh. And the guy that set him up later come out. Oh, so what? Since the state of Mississippi or the state of Georgia got 30 years out your asses, and that was this is heavy, man. This is heavy. Okay, this is this guy's whole life, his family. And now, yeah, you're getting $1.4 million. You're 89 years old. What the hell are you going to do? Get the best soup and the best fish and heads and I don't know. What are you going to do? You know? Get a nice TV, a nice sofa and call it a day? Man, this man was a boxer. A man who used to taking beatings, man. You know, this man was probably a powerful lion. Now now his mind is gone. Look at what happened to Muhammad Ali too. He was a champion of champs, and he got hit so much. You know, he had his debilitating disease. You know, at the end, Parkinson's and all kinds of stuff. You know, and this is what happened to the Israelites, brothers and sisters. You have to understand that they don't all have to be looking like John Shaft or whoever that you think you imagine an Israelite looks like, because we are those speckled birds. All right? We're those speckled birds, and we're in all nations. Obviously, we're mostly here in Babylon, a.k.a. United States, a.k.a. Egypt. We're not in Kenya, okay? Most of us are here in Babylon, thus saith the prophecy. But, of course, we are dispersed among all nations. And we've known that there's plenty of Israelites in Japan, okay? Because there's been videos of this in China. You see all the guys that are popping locking or the guys that are the Korean pop stars. Those are all Jakes, man. Just so you know. Ain't no real Chinese people gonna be knowing how to sing and dance like that. Only our people. Remember, what do they require of us? A song. Psalms 137, by the rivers of Babylon. And of course, why? Because we are better. The Lord made us to be better, to serve Him. We're the strongest ones. We're the ones, the creating all the music, all the dance moves, right? And we're what? The entertainment for you, the football players, right? The soccer players, the boxers. We are the greatest entertainers, okay? Look at Psalms 137. That require of us a song, by the rivers of Babylon did we weep. So that's it, brothers. You see, our people are still being persecuted. We're still under the curses of Deuteronomy 28 until Shiloh come. So I hope you have the spiritual eyes to see that our people are as a speckled bird all over the world. And you can only see these Israelites by what? The curses of Deuteronomy 28. A former boxer, now 89, was exonerated in 2024 of a 1966 quadruple murder after tireless campaign by the sisters and others. And what can you say, brothers and sisters? This brother is free, but he ain't going to be free till he's in the kingdom of heaven. Call halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakedash, and he that have ears, let him hear. Shalom.